use any, but we can, if you like a blankie, you're welcome to get it. But let's get started on our mat or wherever we're going to do our yoga. We'll lay on our backs, soles of the feet on the ground, knees up towards the ceiling. And let's walk our feet about as wide as a mat would be, so a little wider than hip distance. Once we're here, we can let our knees fall towards each other. If your pelvis geometry allows your knees to touch and that's like relaxing to hang out here, you can do that. Otherwise, you can keep your knees up towards the ceiling if that's a little bit more comfortable. Now that we've been on our back for a little bit, let's try to tuck our shoulder blades underneath us a little bit. So we're opening up sort of the front of the top of our chest towards the ceiling. Your hands can be palms up on the ground beside you or palms on your tummy. And we're just going to spend a little while here getting our heart rate down, getting our energy down. Your eyes can stay open or flutter shut or find some halfway in between point. And we'll bring our focus to our breath. Just paying attention to the inhales and exhales as they move in and out through your body. If you've chosen to have your palms on your tummy, you might even feel your hands raise and lower. Or maybe your breath is a little higher in your body and you feel your rib cage raise and lower. I'm going to cue a box breath, which will be 3 counts inhale, 3 counts of holding a full breath, 3 counts of exhale, and 3 counts of holding empty. You're always welcome to choose your own adventure. If breath retention stresses you out, or if you want to breathe a little bit longer or a little bit slower in any of those counts, please follow your own breath if that's something that's better for you. Otherwise, follow along with me. So to begin with, we'll just push all of the air out of our body. And on an inhale, we'll go for 1, 2, 3. Hold that full breath for 1, 2, 3, and exhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold it empty, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold it full, 2, 3, and exhale, 2, 3. Hold it empty, 2, 3, and inhale, 2, 3. Hold it full, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Hold it empty, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold it full, 2, 3. And exhale, 2, 3. You can return to normal or slightly slower than normal inhales and exhales here. You can keep your eyes shut and follow along or flutter them open. If your hands are on your tummy, we're going to bring our hands down by our hips and do a little dynamic breath movement with our arms. So our arms are going to just make nice big rainbows from the floor by our hips to our hands reaching up over our head toward the wall behind us. And we'll bring them up overhead on an inhale and back down on an exhale. So again, we'll breathe out all of our air. And then inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling and then all the way up to the floor behind our head. And exhale, our arms will reach all the way back down towards our hips. Inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling, up overhead. And exhale, arms reach towards the ceiling and back down towards our hips. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. And 1 more time. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms down. Cool. We're going to stay on our backs. We can bring our soles of the feet in a little bit closer to hip distance if that's a more stable spot for you. Knees pointing up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to grab our right knee and hold it in towards our chest. You can grab the top of the knee or the shin or behind the knee, wherever it works, maybe even the thigh of your pants if that's where you can reach. We'll squeeze our knee in towards our chest here for a little bit. And let's flex our toes up towards the ceiling of the right leg. And then we'll point the right toes. And flex the right toes and point the right toes. Flex the right toes in and then draw some circles with your toes, going in one direction. And switch directions. Nice. And then we'll leave that ankle work. We'll bring our hands to our right knee now if we were holding our shin or somewhere else. And we're going to just roll this right knee around in a circle. So we're just spinning our leg around by thinking about drawing circles with our right kneecap. And then switch directions if you haven't yet. And then see if you can draw a figure 8 with your kneecap. I don't know, that's not quite working for me, but maybe an interesting thing to try. Cool, and we'll leave that, squeezing the knee in towards our chest. And now we're gonna change our grip to be the thigh, the front back side, however that works, and kicking our right heel up towards the ceiling. So sole of the foot is reaching towards the sky and still hugging our knee in towards our chest. From here, we'll point our toes up towards the sky, then flex our toes back towards our face. Pointing toes and flexing ankle. One more time, point toes, flex ankle, and then we'll draw some toe circles in the sky. One. Sorry, something just beeped and muted me, so here I am. We're all good? I don't know what happened. Cool, we'll keep going. We're gonna go for figures. Our right ankle's crossed on our left thigh. And then we can grab our left thigh, squeeze it in towards our chest. Any amount. If you've got a strap or a sock that you need to hold your left thigh, that's fine. From here, we can actively think about pushing our right knee away from our body. Maybe rocking a couple degrees over to the left side body can intensify the stretch in our right glutes. Hanging out here. Yeah, feel free to holler at me at any point if I'm silent for too long or weird things are happening. Zoom is still a mystery to us all. If we're rocked over to the right side, we'll come back to a neutral position in our figure 4. And then we're gonna keep our legs crossed. We'll change how we're holding them though. We're actually gonna cross our thighs all the way till they're stacked, like you have to go pee and you're holding it. And then we're gonna try to grab both feet, sort of like handlebars on a big bicycle or something. You might get a little wiggly to get there. So we're gonna try to squeeze both feet in towards our body in this funny upside down double pigeon position. If the feet are too far away, feel free to grab the shins or underneath the knees here, but this funny squeezed in upside down. Yeah. Cool. From here, we'll let go of our feet. We'll uncross our legs. Both soles of the feet can find the floor. Knees up to the sky. And then we'll walk our feet as wide as a mat, about a little bit outside of hip distance, and we're gonna just windshield wiper knees left to right, bringing out our back a little bit. You could go slower and sleepier if you'd like. And the next time they come through center, we'll hang out there. We can walk our feet back in a little bit, finding that nice sturdy base, and then we'll do some stuff on the other side. So we'll start with our left leg, hugging our left knee in towards our chest. From here, we'll flex our left ankle, toes up to the sky, and then point the left toes, flex the left ankle, and point, flex, and point. And then we'll draw some great big circles with our right toes in the air, left toes, you knew that. And then switch direction. Nice, nice, nice. And letting that ankle work go, we'll hold on to the top of our left knee, and we'll try to draw some big circles in the air with our left knee, moving our hip around just from a slightly different way than we normally move our hip. Yeah. One direction and then switch directions. Maybe play with a figure eight or write your name in cursive, something to wiggle that hip around by moving the knee. Then finding stillness, we'll hug the knee in towards our chest, change our grasp to be our left thigh, kick our right heel up towards the sky, sole of the foot towards the ceiling, hugging the knee into our chest. From here, we'll point the left toes up and then flex the left ankle. We'll point and flex. Point and flex. And then we'll draw some circles with the left ankle one way and the other. Nice. Letting the ankle work go, we'll come to half a happy baby on this side. So your left hand will grab ankle inside, outside, some part of your left foot, maybe the big toe. Squeezing that left knee in towards your armpit. Yeah, good work. All right, from here, this left ankle's gonna cross onto the right thigh, coming to a figure four on the opposite side. So you can grab your right thigh in towards your chest. Thinking about actively pushing the left knee away from you, maybe keeping a nice strong flex in the left ankle. If that feels good. Maybe rocking a couple degrees over to the right side body if that intensifies the stretch for you. Or taking it gently on your back. You can certainly keep your right foot on the floor even if you want this to be a gentle, gentle figure four. Nice work. All right, we're gonna do that funny super crossed leg thing. So we'll cross our left thigh all the way over our right thigh. So our knees are stacked on top of each other, and then try to grab both feet, squeezing them in towards your chest, like you're holding handlebars on some ridiculous bicycle. A few breaths here. Nice. And we'll let go of our feet and we'll unwind our legs. Soles of the feet can come back to the earth. Hands by our hips. We'll inhale our arms up overhead to the floor behind our head, and then we're gonna roll over to one side, curl up in a fetal position for an exhale. And an inhale. And exhale, we'll push ourselves up to upright. We'll find a seated position. We'll be here for just a little bit, but if you're someone who finds sitting on the floor awful, feel free to put a pillow or a blanket or something under your butt. We'll find a spot that works though. And then once we're here, let's think about sitting up nice and tall, and we'll squeeze our shoulders up towards our ears. and lower our shoulders down and squeeze our shoulders up and lower it down and squeeze our shoulders up, and then we'll do some shoulder circles. So lowering them behind us and then down and forward and front. Yeah, you all know what shoulder circles are. You look beautiful. This is great. Oh, let's do 2 or 3 more of those. Nice. And then we'll find stillness with our shoulders sitting up nice and tall. Our left hand will find the ground outside of our left leg, and our right arm's gonna reach up all the way over. Yeah, side bend, feeling the, you can do left or right, I don't care which side you do. Feeling your rib cage expand. On an inhale, you can gaze up to the ceiling, opening up your chest. Exhale, try to bend a little bit farther over. So good. Inhale, reach up and over. We're gonna switch to the opposite side. Yeah. Trying to ground both butt cheeks into the earth here. On an inhale, we'll gaze up towards the ceiling, and on an exhale, we'll try to side bend a little bit farther over to the right side of our body. So good. All right, inhale, we'll come back up to upright, sitting nice and tall. I'm gonna read my notes to make sure I didn't skip anything. Cool. All right. Oh, and my dog's making an appearance. There he is. Goodbye, Cooper. So, hey, we'll do some hip stuff. So let's take our left shin, and we're gonna set it out purposefully in front of our torso. And then we're gonna take our right leg, and we're gonna step that right foot outside our left thigh. Half your butt could come off the floor here. That's fine. So we're gonna find this position, and then we're gonna hug that right knee. Squeeze it in nice and tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. What a good leg. What a nice knee. What a good thigh, good shin. Sending it a little love. Squeeze, squeeze, squeezing it in. Nice. All right, we'll let go of our hug of that leg, and we're gonna pick up that leg. So we're holding our right leg. If you've got the length in the arms, you could certainly cradle it like a little baby and rock it side to side. Otherwise, your left hand can hold your right foot, and your right hand can hold your right knee. Either way, we're just gonna rock our baby leg back and forth. Again, what a good leg. You've done such a nice job today, leg. Thank you. Once we feel like we've gotten it nice and loose, we're gonna pick up this right leg again, and we're gonna wrap it all the way behind us, coming into a 90-90. So we're looking for 90-degree bends in our knees and our hips. So find yourself there, get a little adjusted, and then we're gonna pretend like we're on a rocking horse. So we're just gonna rock forward and back on our hips in this funny little stretch that we're in. Yeah, so good. And then we'll find stillness here. We're gonna sit up nice and tall and turn our torso towards our front left shin. And bring me a stuffed animal, sorry. You can go over there. We're looking towards our front left shin, and we'll forward fold over that leg. So coming into a forward fold with our twisted legs behind us over our left leg. Good boy, Cooper, and good job, all you stretchers. You look good too. From here, we'll walk our hands back in, bringing our torso up to upright. Our left hand's gonna find the ground kind of behind our left hip. We're gonna push into that left hand, trying to lift our hips off the ground, and our right arm's gonna do some great big shoulder circles. Whatever you're doing, actually all looks spot on. Sometimes this is a little hard for people to fall into since it's such a weird dance move, but you're looking great. All right, our butts can come back down to the earth, and this hand that's raised can reach over and find the other hand, and then both hands will walk away from us and we'll come into more of a twisted forward fold than we were before. So we're folding over our thigh rather than over our shin this time. We'll be here for just a little bit. If you ever find that your mind is wandering or you're feeling impatient, sometimes counting your breaths is a good way to just stay right here, right now. Using the strength of our arms, we'll push ourselves up to upright, spinning our torso back to facing between our legs. Yeah. We're just going to go back and forth between sides of this 90-90. So you can start by propping your hands behind you on either side. We're just going to lift up our knees, flap them over to one side, lift them up, flap them over to the other. If you've got a little balance, you can certainly try to do this staying upright too, but we're just going to feel the waves of our legs going side to side, feeling our hips moving around, back and forth, nice and slow. Just finding our balance as we go back and forth. Maybe one or two more times. And the next time we flop back to how we started. So our left shin is in front of us and our right shin is behind us. We'll hang out there. Yeah. So good. Then we'll take our right leg that's behind us. We'll cross it over our left leg like it was when we were hugging ourselves. But we're going to try to go a little bit farther. So we're closer to how when we were holding our handlebars on our back. So maybe your knees are totally stacked. Maybe they're not quite there. If this is just not at all in your body, you can certainly have the bottom leg extended. Otherwise, you can have both knees stacked. From here, we'll sit up nice and tall. And then we'll lean forward over our legs, trying to squish them down a little bit. Beautiful. All right, we'll come to upright. We can come to a normal cross-legged position. If you remember how you did our shoulder circles, you can certainly have the opposite leg on top, but it doesn't really matter that much. Finding a seated position, we'll sit up nice and tall. And let's inhale our chin to our chest, just a little head, neck, forward fold. And then we'll bring our right ear to our right shoulder. And then drop our head gently just a little bit behind us, left ear to left shoulder. Doing some nice slow neck circles. You can go a few more times on your own pace, rolling your head around. Remembering when you're bringing your head back to keep your jaw nice and loose and relaxed. You don't need to bring your head all the way back. More looking for the side and front neck stretches. Cool. The next time your right ear is over to your right shoulder, we'll hang out there for a little bit longer. You could take your right arm and put it on top of your head for a little extra weight if you'd like. We can nod yes or no. Maybe that'll stretch our neck a little bit more. You could reach your left arm out like you're trying to grab a suitcase. That can help intensify the neck stretch. So good. Cool. We can use our hand to push our head up and over, flap it over to the other side. We'll do that same stretch on the opposite side. So your left arm can be a little weight on top of your head if you'd like. You can shake your head yes or no, reaching out for a suitcase or something that's just out of reach on the right side of your body. Sleepy, sleepy. Okay, then we'll push our head up to upright. Let's do a seated twist. So we're just gonna turn our torso looking over one shoulder. I don't care what shoulder you pick. We'll look behind us. You could certainly grab a knee to push yourself a little bit farther. And then we'll come back through center, looking over the opposite shoulder behind us. And back through center to the first side, maybe looking a little bit farther behind you. And back through center, final side, gaze behind you. Come back to center, let that go. We'll do all that leg stuff on the other side. So your right shin is going to come parallel to the front of your mat. Your left leg, you're gonna pick up and put your right sole of the foot outside your left leg and give it a hug. Squeeze it on in nice and tight. Good job, leg. And then we'll pick up that left lower leg, maybe hugging our left shin like a little baby and rocking it side to side, or holding the knee and ankle, however we want to get a hold of that left leg, wiggling it around, moving the head of the left femur in our hip socket in a slightly gentler way than we normally use it. And once we've gotten it nice and loose, we're gonna pick up that left leg, spin it behind us, and then we'll adjust until we found ourselves with 90-degree bends, solid right angles in our knees and our hips. And we'll try to get cozy in here, rock a little back and forth in our 90-90. Yeah. Sometimes one side is a lot stickier than the other, and that is just fine. But we'll find stillness, sit up nice and tall, bring our torso parallel with our right shin, and then we'll forward fold over our right shin. You're welcome to stack your fists to rest your forehead on it if that's close enough, or bring a pillow over, or let your head dangle. Just a few more breaths here, maybe folding a little bit deeper into our twist. And then using our hands, we'll walk ourselves up to upright. Our right hand's gonna find the floor outside of our right hip. We'll push into it, lift our hips up high, draw some big circles in the air with our left arm. Yeah. But we'll find the earth. Our raised hand will come over and meet the opposite hand. So both hands are outside our right thigh. We'll walk our hands away from us and come and do a forward fold over the right side of our body. This is called fallen deer in some practices. So think about a little sleeping deer on the side of the road. And nice and gently, we'll use our arms to walk ourselves up to upright, spinning our torso forward until we're looking between our legs. And then we're gonna do that flip-flop and knees back and forth thing. You can certainly use both hands behind you as a little balance, or play with trying to keep yourself upright. Trying to find those nice square corners in your knees and hips as we go back and forth. Back and forth a few more times. Just wiggling it out. Then next time we're back to where we started with our right shin in front, left shin behind. We'll hang out here and we'll take this back leg and we'll cross it all the way over until our knees are stacked or close to stacked. For shoelace pose, the silly thing is called, again, grabbing your handlebars of your feet. If it doesn't work on the side, like we said before, the bottom leg could be straight out in front of you. Or your knees don't have to be totally stacked. That's totally fine too. But from here, sitting up nice and long, we'll forward fold over our legs. Gently, we'll bring ourselves up to upright. Let's unwrap our legs, bring the soles of the feet to the floor, knees up towards the ceiling. We're just gonna bring our hands behind us, palms to the earth, fingers pointing away from us. And we're gonna try to really open up our back. So squeezing the shoulder blades together, really lifting the top of your torso up to the ceiling. Your head could drop back if that feels good, or stay gazing towards the ceiling. Squeeze those shoulder blades together for a little gentle back bend. And then we can release our torso from that, walk our hands back up. We'll send both legs long in front of us, sitting nice and tall. And then we'll just stand and do one side and the other. I'll start with my right leg coming in, so the right sole of the foot is against the left thigh. We'll sit up nice and tall, and we're gonna face over our straight leg, and we're gonna forward fold over that leg, feeling a hamstring stretch in our extended leg. This can be a pretty gentle, it's it's yoga chill class, so you can just let gravity do the work here. Or if you are someone who really likes grabbing onto your ankle or your foot, you can certainly use that as a little tug to pull yourself a bit deeper. Letting go of any work in your head or neck, you can certainly let your face relax and droop down towards the floor. We'll be here for a while, so get comfy. Or get comfy with being uncomfy as we relax into the back of our extended leg. Gently, we'll roll ourselves up to seated. We can extend our leg that's in, maybe wiggle out a little bit between sides, and we'll head right onto the other side. So for me, it's now the left sole of the foot sliding in to find itself by the right thigh. Readjust so I can sit up nice and tall, facing over my extended leg, and then we'll fold forward again. And super gently again, we'll roll ourselves up to upright. And our next stop's actually going to be all fours. So however you want to get there is a fine choice. We'll roll ourselves over until we're on our hands and our shins. Our fingers will spread wide. Palms underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. And we're going to do some cat-cows. So dropping our tummy down, gazing up at the ceiling, and then reversing that, arching our spine, gazing back at our tummy. These can be pretty slow and gentle. So good. All right, we'll leave our cat-cows and coming to a neutral tabletop. We're gonna head to pigeon with our right leg forward. So if you know pigeon and you like to get there some way fancy, that's great. Head there. Otherwise, we can just go there pretty gently by sliding our right knee forward until it comes to our right wrist, and then trying to spin that right heel as far forward as it'll go and shooting our left leg back behind us. From here, we can sit up nice and tall, or we can forward fold over that right leg. There's lots of other options if that's not working. We can go back to that figure four we did earlier with our right ankle crossed on our left thigh. You can also do what I lovingly call dead pigeon, which is just exactly pigeon, only on your back. So your left leg will be long and you're holding your right shin in towards your torso. If you find that you're floating off the ground here and that's unpleasant to you, you can certainly put a pillow or something underneath your hip too. I'm gonna keep looking at my timer to make sure that we last the same amount on both sides. Because we're gonna hold this for a nice long time. So maybe after you've been here for a while, you can walk your hands a little bit farther out. You can rest your head on your palms or on a pillow or a dictionary or whatever you have near you. If you're feeling any discomfort in your front knee, flexing your front ankle a little bit more can help with that. As we hold a pose for a very long time, sometimes parts of your bodies fall asleep, and that's normal. So maybe playing in your head with, can this be okay? Is it fine that there's a little bit of a tingle? But if you're ever in extreme discomfort or want to get out of a pose, you're always welcome to roll out of it, however works for your body. All right, sleepy pigeons. We're slowly, gently gonna head to pigeon on the other side. So if you wanna flop on over to one butt cheek, if you like a fancy get into down dog, roll yourself around, you're certainly welcome to do that. Otherwise, we'll head back to all fours and let's do a little cat-cow. Actually, we'll do marauding bear. So cat-cow is the tummies going up and down. Marauding bear is just spine going side to side. So squeezing one shoulder back towards that hip and then the opposite shoulder back towards its hip. So just a side to side cat-cow to kind of readjust before we head to the opposite side. Leaving that, we'll find a neutral tabletop. And then we'll come to pigeon on the opposite side. So again, how we got into it last time was just sneaking the left knee forward to behind the left wrist. And then trying to spin that left heel as forward as it wants to go, and then sending the right knee back. But again, welcome to get here however you want. You can sit up nice and tall here, or forward fold. Hips are often pretty different. So if you feel like this side would benefit you to be on your back, feel free to flip over for one, even if you didn't for the other, or to stack a pillow or blanket as needed underneath you. Maybe after a while here, there's room to rock your back leg a little bit farther back or your head a little bit closer to the earth. Maybe you need to back off a little bit if you started a little too intensely. Just figuring out where we need to be for the rest of our pigeon time. If your head is thinking about the future or the past, always returning to our inhales and exhales. Pigeon's a nice place to focus on the back ribs expanding each time you inhale and exhale. All right, buddies, our time in pigeon has come to an end. Our next step is going to be laying on our back. So if you want to just like flap over and roll around, however you want to get there is fine. You're also welcome to get out more gracefully if that's what calls to you. But once we find ourselves on our back, we're going to hug our knees into our chest, giving them a nice big squeeze again. And then we'll bring our knees wide, but still in towards our chest, and we'll reach up in between our legs, grab our ankles, our feet, some part of ourselves for happy baby. You can rock side to side here. Letting go of our feet or ankles, we'll hug our knees into our chest again. And then we're going to bring both knees over to the right side of our body. But our left arm will reach out to the left side of our body. We can look over our left shoulder for a twist. Inhale, gaze up overhead, knees come back into center. We'll give them another squeeze, and then knees drop over to the left side. Right arm reaches away. Spinal twist on the other side. And gaze back up towards the ceiling. Hug both knees into your chest one last time. And then we'll send our legs long for our final resting pose, which mainly is just laying on our back. If this doesn't work for you, you can always lay on your tummy or stick a pillow under your knees. Otherwise, we're laying flat on our back. We can tuck our shoulder blades underneath us like we did at the start of class. Palms up towards the sky. Eyes will flutter shut or stay open. Having a moment of very simple stillness. Slowly bringing movement back to our body by wiggling our fingers and our toes, nodding our heads yes or no. We can reach both arms up overhead along the floor towards the wall behind you. Stretching long and then gently rolling over to a fetal position on one side of our body, curling up on our side. Exhale all your air out. Big deep inhale. Big deep exhale. Using the strength of your arms, we'll push ourselves up to upright. And go brush our teeth and get ready for bed. Fluff our pillows. Thanks for coming to class, y'all. Have a good night.